TopMedTalk.
Hi, it's Monty Mythen here, Editor-in-Chief of TopMedTalk. We're interrupting normal services in response to COVID-19, that's the coronavirus 19 global pandemic, to introduce a new series. So I apologize to people who are expecting a regular podcast, but we think it's important that we have a slight change of tack. I'm joined here by Desiree Chappell, our managing editor and anchor in the USA. Hello, Desiree.
Hi, Monty.
So when I say joined here, I'm in my house in London, in England, and Desiree, you're home in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
And we have made a decision, should I say, in response to numerous requests to switch gears from our regular recorded podcast series to deal predominantly with COVID-19. And what's the idea that we've come up with, Desiree?
Well, Monty, it's through our connections globally that we have a network of providers who are on the front lines dealing with the virus and the epidemic locally. And so we thought that instead of talking, we hear a lot on the news of, national representatives, we thought it would be really important to bring the experience of the frontline provider to our listeners, because most of us are in ourselves frontline providers. So we are chatting with our friends across the world to get a perspective on the COVID crisis.
So we're going to crack on with that pretty much straight away. So it's Monday, and therefore we have lined up a series of interviews. We're going to go first, we hope, to Professor Mike Irwin in Hong Kong to get the Chinese perspective. We're going to follow that up with talking to some colleagues in Italy and connecting them with some colleagues in the USA, and then follow through and go around the globe to friends in London, etc., around the world to get a perspective. And as you say, it's very much a front-line perspective. We're not necessarily going to be talking to classical experts, in other words, the sort of people you see on regular TV giving you that expert view. But you could argue we're talking about people with greater expertise, those people who are hands-on dealing with COVID-19 right at the moment.
Yeah, Monty, you bring up a great point. The people who are taking care of these patients on a daily basis, they're the ones that really understand the disease process the best. And I think it's through their experiences and sharing of that we're going to be able to communicate and hopefully prepare those who haven't seen it as much as others have.
Now, we've set up a number of different ways of portals of getting access to us and our various different experts. So you can go to our website, www.topmedtalk.com. You can go into Slido, and there if you put in TMT CV19, that's TMT CV19, you'll be able to start to enter questions or take part in the various different polls that we post. And if you would like to talk to us, if you'd like to be interviewed or share some comments yourself, it might take us a little bit of time to tee it up because we're getting our studio kicked back up into full scale up to be able to handle all the different calls and conversations. Then if you go to contact, C-O-N-T-A-C-T, contact at topmedtalk.com, then you'll be able to send us an email and we'll get back to you and talk to you more about your experiences of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Another way to share your experiences, if you tag us on social media, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we're going to be checking for that for updates. So if you have a particular experience that you're talking about, tag us, and it will be something that we could highlight as well and share your story and further promote those types of things.
As soon as we get fully up to speed, we're planning to do some live Q&A sessions. We're planning to do both primarily we're going to do clinician to clinician, which everyone's very welcome to listen into, but at times it'll be quite technical, although we're trying to make sure we translate everyone to a broader audience. But we're also going to be doing a much more public-facing set of question handling led by the wonderful Nick Majerison.
Yeah, it's great. So we want to make sure that we're covering, all aspects of this. We know that there are a lot of different, platforms online and different ways to connect and have your questions answered. But we know we have a great community here, and we want to be able to share our stories and answer questions as best we can for our listeners and for, everyone else, family, friends, colleagues.
Yeah. So Desiree, I know it's like they're in the USA at the moment. Here locally in London, the world has changed very dramatically in the last week. I don't think amongst friends and family we've seen much disease yet. We haven't seen many people affected directly by COVID-19, but certainly life has changed very dramatically. So we're seeing universities start to close, talk of schools starting to close. The major sporting events are pretty much all stopped. From the global perspective, pretty much all medical conferences have ground to a halt. From that angle, TopMedTalk's got you covered because we've got a tremendous back catalogue of various different CME-approved activities to listen into. What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Very similar. So our universities here within the state of Kentucky closed this last week. Our schools for our elementary and high schools are all closing on Monday. So our kids are going to be out through spring break. So definitely at least 3 weeks. Travel has halted, international flights. We're not taking anyone from you guys in the UK or anywhere else right now.
We're not taking you either.
I know. So, unfortunately, we're not able to do the travel that we normally would be for TopMedTalk, but that's okay. Like you said, we have everybody covered with the content we have, and going to be continuing our amazing conversations that we would have at one of our conferences here online. So taking it very seriously of continuing the global conversation. But back again to what's happening here. I think local hospitals, we're getting prepared in the best way that we can, utilizing resources through the CDC and our governing bodies, recommendations from our state leaders, as well as the American College of Surgeons, the Anesthesia Patient Safety Foundation, the ASA, AANA, all those different bodies are all coming out with a ton of information. So right now it's kind of filtering to figure out what's the best thing we do to prepare. But that's from my perspective as a frontline clinician. I mean, I still am working in the OR. We haven't stopped elective cases as I know of for today, but it's coming. I mean, the governor said it this past weekend that we're probably going to be ceasing elective cases this week.
Have you been practicing your donning and doffing, as they call it? I have.
I'm getting great at rolling my gown up. Taking my mask off, I'm still like, I'm great at, putting on sterile gloves and maintaining sterility when I'm doing lines and those things, but taking it off, it is the hardest part. And that's what I kind of worry about. And one of the biggest things that I've been trying to promote in the OR for not just anesthesia providers, but for our PCAs, our housekeepers, those people that are not necessarily technically nurses or clinicians, but that play maybe a more prominent role in the possible spread of the disease. So that's what we're working on.
Great. So we hope everyone stays safe. We've got your backs covered from the point of view of continuing medical education, free open access at TopMedTalk. We're looking forward to talking to people around the world. I know a lot of the stories we're going to share are going to be quite sad, but the positive side of it is we will get through this.
Yeah.
And the more we share good ideas, the quicker we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Desiree, you and your family stay safe.
Thank you too, Monty.
Okay. We'll be back with you soon with our conversations from the front line of COVID-19. TopMedTalk.
It's Desiree Chappell here. Just a quick reminder, subscribe to TopMedTalk. We're a daily source of news and conversation focused on perioperative care. We bring you all the latest talk from all the major conferences in the perioperative space. We can also be found on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and we now have a free mailing list with special offers and additional goodies for subscribers. Go check us out at topmedtalk.com. That's www.topmedtalk.com.